Hello everyone. Today's practice will be more intermediate. So some of these poses might be suitable for beginners, but most of them are a little bit more challenging than a typical beginner might want to do. If anything doesn't resonate with you, find variations as you need to. Really make this your practice. So let's get started. Start to ground through your feet. Come into your Tadasana. Nice full breaths. And then reach your arms up. Keep a nice long spine. Hinging from your hip crease, bring your hands onto the seat of the chair. Step your feet back. Keep your hips in line with your ankles. And come into your down dog variation. Take your hips back, draw your belly in slightly. Feet are flat on your mat. Notice the stretch in your shoulders. And then inhale, come forward into a plank. Fingers go to the outside of the chair. Keep those hips up, spine long. Activate your legs, press your heels back. Arms are strong, shoulder girdle is active. Plank. And then back to down dog. Inhale again, plank. Nice and strong. Legs are active, core is engaged. Appreciate your body's strength. And on your next exhale, back to down dog. Come forward into your plank. And on your next exhale, hips go back once more, lower your heels, down dog. So you may have noticed I didn't move my feet forward or back. The feet stayed in the same position, just changing the position of the hands. Now we're going to walk the feet closer to the chair and come into a forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Be mindful of the seat of the chair. You might bring your hands down lower, maybe to the mat. You might rest your forehead on that front seat of the chair. Or if you want to step back a little bit, keep your spine long, maybe go a little deeper. Legs are active, spine is long. Breathe here. And then inhale, come up halfway, hands back to the chair. Coming up and step forward. Tadasana. Pause here. Notice your breath. So you can also use the chair as a guide for alignment with your legs, coming into a warrior two and taking the back foot back. So now when I bend that front knee, it's just hitting the front of the chair and my ankle and knee are pretty much in alignment. You can take the back foot back more to deepen the stance. Arms come up about shoulder height, warrior two. Be mindful of your hips, slight angle. Ground into your feet. Find your variation for your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And then from here, we're going to straighten that front leg. Bring that front hand to the chair. Engage the legs, lengthen through the spine, and come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. You might gaze up. Keep your spine nice and long. Bend the front knee, Come back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten that leg, turn those toes in, parallel feet. Bring your feet back into a Tadasana and pause. Come into your warrior two on the other side. Again, find that position with your knee or shin touching the edge of the chair there. Warrior two. Again, be mindful of your feet. Legs are strong, spine nice and long. Just bringing a little more awareness to that position of that front leg. And then slowly start to straighten that front leg. Legs are strong, hinging long. Bring that front hand on top of the chair. Lengthen through the arms. Maybe gaze up. Triangle pose on this side. On your exhale, bend that front knee. Come back up to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Turn that foot that was under the chair so the feet are parallel. Lower your arms, heel toe. Bring your feet back into Tadasana and pause. Seat of the chair is facing you. Take a wide stance on your mat. Feet are parallel. Take a nice long spine. And then exhale, hinge from your hips coming forward. Maybe arms come onto the chair. Or you might stack your hands and rest your head on your hand. Or hands to the mat and rest your head on the chair. Or you can move the chair further away and go a little deeper into the upper body. Keep your hips in line with your ankles, sort of like that down dog position we did earlier. Getting a nice stretch through the upper back and shoulders. Belly is drawn in. And then hands might come onto the mat. Another variation with blocks. Maybe one or two blocks to support your head. Or if your feet are wide enough and you feel that you have that flexibility, hinging from the hips, maybe the head comes onto the mat. And inhale, come back up halfway. Hands under your shoulders or maybe onto the chair or blocks. Heel toe the feet in a little closer. Exhale, hands to your hips and slowly come back up. Bring your feet back into a Tadasana and pause. So another nice stretch. Uses a block or some other prop to put your knee on. So coming to a seat on the chair, I'll show both directions here. Sitting just sort of a little over to the front edge of the chair. Taking the back leg back and having the back knee on a prop so that your hips feel level. And then from here, coming into a twist. And then inhale, unwind. So the other side, sitting on the edge of the chair, taking that outer leg back, that knee on a prop, maybe a block, maybe a blanket, just finding that position where the hips feel just about level. Back toes might be tucked if that feels okay. Sitting up nice and tall. And then exhale, twisting Hands wherever they make sense to you. You can keep the opposite hand towards the outer front knee. Inhale, coming back. Thoughtfully coming around into your chair. That's one way to come out. So another really nice lunge twist variation with the chair. This one can be very intense, but it's also very informative. So having your front foot, the outside leg up against the chair slightly, bending your knees and step the outer leg back. So making sure that you're in this lunge with the front knee over your ankle. And a few variations here. You might keep that hand on the back of the chair. You might reach your other arm up. So if the right foot's forward, the left arm is up, and right hand on the back of the chair. So this provides some stability, and it can feel really nice. And then coming into the twist. So hinging slightly forward, keep your spine long. Start by bringing your left hand towards the front corner of and twist to your right. Keep your spine long. You're not looking behind you. You're just looking sort of to the front edge of the chair there. If that feels okay and you want to go deeper, maybe that front forearm comes onto the block and that left arm, the hand comes around to the outside front frame of the chair there, or the back of the chair, twisting to your right. This can be quite intense. You can feel it in your outer hip and legs. Spine is long. To come out, you can place that one hand on the seat of the chair, release the twist, and step forward and pause. Other side. Coming into the lunge twist on this side. And again, initially you might just come into that lunge, high crescent. Keeping the outer front leg just lightly onto that front part of the chair. Keeping the knee over the ankle. And then maybe that front right hand comes onto the corner of the chair. So left foot is forward, left hand is on the back of the chair, and right hand is on the corner. Starting to twist the left. And you might stay here, or bring that right arm onto the block, and the hand to the outer frame of the chair there, and twist to the left. This feels so great. It's stable, can get really deep into the hip, strengthening the hip, lengthening the spine. And then inhale, unwind. When you're ready to come out, step forward and pause. Notice sensation. So thank you for joining me today for this little chair practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Take time for your Shavasana. Just pause, notice how you feel. And I look forward to seeing you next time on your mat. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.